Hi there. The Easy Roll DVD has been out for over a year now, and I wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of you for all the great letters and the feedback I've received over that time. Because this kind of detailed communication really helps me to scope out innovations that accelerate guitar learning, and for that, I'm truly grateful. It's been quite an experience for me, and evidently for quite a few of you as well. Now, Easy Rollers know we dive deeper into demystifying technique and identifying shortcuts than pretty much anybody else. And we're going to continue that mission here with a new device that I think you need to take a serious look at, because it allows you, for the first time, to adjust the action of your picking hand. And the impact of that on your playing is, well, it's good. Yeah, I'm flat picking with just my index finger. This thing is pretty nifty. The device is called the Anvil Jack, and one of the things the Anvil Jack does is limit the depth that your finger, your fingernail, or your pick can penetrate vertically past the string. This automatically equalizes the force required to correctly move the pick or your finger through the strike zone, and the Anvil Jack is just flexible enough to provide a real feel to your picking. Now, the positive effect that has on your playing, whether you're finger picking or speed picking, has to be felt to be understood, because it's substantial. In the DVD, we took a look at motor skills that allow 90% of folks to drum their fingers on a flat surface in a rhythmical fashion without any training at all. And the trick, of course, is to convert that natural ability into something you can use on your guitar right away. You remember, 90% of folks can do this, but only 1% can do this. By the way, the lick I just played, the left hand and right hand are actually mirror images of each other. Both hands are doing the same motion. Anyway, your finger drumming reflex is essentially an up and down motion, but the Anvil Jack instantly channels that up and down reflex into lateral motion that causes you to strike the string. Here I've marked the pick with a black line at the proper depth, as regulated by the Anvil Jack, of course. I'm picking on the anvil, then off, and so on and so forth. I stopped the action, and you can see that the black line is like 9 miles under the string. The real downside of this unwanted pick position may be the recovery maneuvers that I'd have to undertake in a microsecond in order to effectively perform the upstroke that follows. And remember, if you don't like it, send it back. Now you can see our Anvil Jack is pretty wide, and there's a good reason for that. It's kind of like a runway that sets up your pick stroke for smooth takeoff and attack. This is real helpful when you're going after your outer strings, your high E and low E. When you wail at those strings without the Anvil Jack, it's almost like slamming into a cliff with your pick or your thumb or whatever. You have to readjust constantly, from running into the cliff and falling off of the cliff and repeating that mess over and over again until you wonder, maybe you don't want a cliff there to begin with. Using the Anvil, you can slam away and always score a perfect hit. One test we heard about is, does the product work even when used in the stupidest way possible? So speed picking with a fingernail or speed picking with a thumb pick, yeah, it still works. Here's a JPEG taken from the sound files of typical flat picking. The one on the left with the anvil, the one on the right without the anvil. Now, the one on the left with the anvil shows a profile very similar to the effects of a compressor limiter, only it's cleaner and has no electronic artifacts, so a beginner can windmill like Townsend and strike the strings like Joe Pass. Let's say X is an ideal picking depth relative to the strings. Then X minus a number would be picking too shallow, while X plus a number would be picking too deep. Fumbling around with your pick in this vertical dimension is all wasted motion. It's not uncommon to see picking so shallow it misses the string completely. I've applied for my full-blown patent on this thing, so this is the only place you can get it, although I suppose I might license it out at some point. Now, I designed this thing as a training device. You pick a little on it, and you pick a little off, and you pick a little on it, and you pick a little off, and back and forth, and before you know it, you're loving life. So you may use it only as a training aid, but as for me, I never take it off. I can't come up with a reason to take it off, and other folks agree. So anyway, thanks for watching, and bye for now.